So you need to examine what is it that you're doing. So I always tell people when you start to feel poorly, the first thing to do is not run to the doctor because quite frankly, they don't know what to do to evaluate you. I mean, unless you have a serious disease, that's different. But
Mhm.
that day-to-day chronic low energy, brain fog, etc., you examine what's changed in my environment. Did I put in an air freshener thing in my car and I'm breathing that in? What did I eat? Did I eat on the run instead of sitting down to a meal? What kind of stressors are happening in my life that I'm trying to deal with? What exposures do I have? And really, what's the food like? Not just eating good food, but eating good food in an environment that's going to facilitate that food being absorbed, digested, and absorbed. So sitting down and having a relaxed meal and offering gratitude before each meal, those sorts of things make a difference. And a lot of times people all of a sudden they feel bad. But if you do look back, you go, oh, I was in a rush yesterday. I missed this meal. I grabbed a quickie at, the supermarket. It wasn't the best thing. Whatever it might have been. My kid came home sick from school yesterday, or my mother is in the hospital and I'm worried. So we really want to examine the impact of our choices on how we feel.
Okay, that is so powerful. Examine everything that you're choosing to do and your environment that you're choosing.
Exactly.
And that is going to be the source of actually getting to know what's happening in your body and your hormones. You don't
Exactly.
you don't even have to know all the names of the hormones in your body. It's in a way it's irrelevant.
Right.
Um, and so you're talking about the disruptors, right? What can disrupt the hormonal balance in the environment in our bodies? Can we delve deeper into that
Yeah.
specific
Yeah.
topic?
What can disrupt? I
Mhm.
mean, there's some major disruptors that disrupt everything. And I mentioned earlier, like, oh, the air fresheners that people hang in their cars, right? The chemicals that are exuded from those things they're disruptors. They're endocrine disruptors. If you've heard the term endocrine disruptors, there's
Mhm.
so many chemicals in our environment, in our cosmetics, in our hair care products, in the soaps and the creams and the carpeting, right? The clothing. There's this really cool picture. I can't remember what website I found it in, but it has a picture, a silhouette of a human body. And it has just pointing to all the different areas that we put endocrine disruptors on the body, even clothing, the flame retardants and all those things, dental fillings. So where the disruptors are all around us. The issue is which ones can we control? And some of them are going to be out of our control. If you work in an office building and they have new carpeting or they just painted, you can control to an extent your exposure and you can upgrade your detoxification pathways to help deal with it. But you can't control that, but you can control it in your own house, right? You can swap out, like years ago when we moved into this house, it was fully carpeted. We pulled all the carpeting out and we put bamboo as our flooring, which was much better from a health perspective because the carpeting, it grows mold, it outgasses chemicals, there's all kinds of flame retardants and whatnot in carpeting. So we look around our environment and I do basically a healthy home detox, right? So I have lists and you pick it. What are your cosmetics? Read the labels. And there's plenty of good companies online that will give you lists of those chemicals and what you should avoid. So we clean up our environment, we clean up our food. If you're eating the average American diet, you're going to get the average American diseases, and it ain't pretty, right? More than half of the people are getting cancer. Heart disease is rampant, right? Even viral infections, things like that. All of these things are controlled by how we take care of our body. And so if you look at your food and you educate yourself about what you should be putting into your body, you educate yourself about the hormone disruptors that are in the foods, the preservatives, the additives, the way they're processed, frying foods that brings out the oxidative byproducts, you can make choices that allow you to not be exposed by so many. We live in a dangerous world, we live in a toxic world, but we don't have, we can minimize our exposures.